Guys, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I don't know what time are you watching this video. I'm recording on February 3rd, 2021. And the idea is to show you what is the next topic for checking, for working, for practicing in your house with your book, whatever you want, and or just watching this video in order to get familiar with the topic. Okay, so I will show you my screen, and it's the grammar reference we have. And we are going to start, well, in this case, in my book, it says unit number 7. I don't know if your book in 6 levels, it says the same, or it's unit number 2. We're going to talk about that when we go back to our virtual classes, okay? So the next topic is quantifiers. Quantifiers for countable things and uncountable things. In this case, we are going to check some boxes, and this is the first box that we are going to face right now, and it's with plural countable nouns, with uncountable nouns, with either countable or uncountable nouns. So we have for large amounts, for small amounts, and for questions. So let's read the first one. With plural countable nouns, we're going to use for large amounts, many or too many. For small amounts, a few or not many. It's not fewer or something like that. No, it's not many. And for questions, how many? You know, these three aspects of these three sentences are for countable nouns. Now, the opposite, uncountable nouns, we are going to use too much for large amounts and a little or not much, remember, not many, countable, not much, uncountable. And for questions, how many is for countable and how much is for uncountable. With either, it doesn't matter if you're using countable or uncountable nouns, you're going to use a lot of or lots of for small some, and for question some or any. Okay, now the next page, it's about the same but with different aspects. So I'm going to show you this. Yeah, how are we going to use some or any? We have two aspects. First one, some is used in positive statement. This is important. Positive, or you can say affirmative sentences. It can also be used in questions. For example, I need some cash. I need some cash. Could you lend me some money? Could you lend me some money? No problem. You will use it for affirmative sentences or questions. In this case, positive sentences or questions. In the second aspect, any is used in negative sentences. So some affirmative, any for negative statements. It can also be used in questions. We have two examples, such as, I didn't have any cake for my birthday. And do you have any batteries? Yes. Now, many and much. Many, remember that I told you, many for countable and much for uncountable. But let's face 4 different facts. The number 1, many is used with countable nouns. Much is used with uncountable nouns that I told you. There are many dogs looking for homes. There isn't much information on this topic. Second fact, many and much are used both in negative statements and in questions. How many people will come to the meeting? There aren't many restaurants in this neighborhood. How much time do you need? Or we don't have much rice left. So pay attention and be careful if you're going to use nouns with countable or uncountable. Countable, many. Uncountable, much. And you can use it for negative or questions. The third fact, much is not used very often in positive statements, particularly in spoken English, in speaking, right? We have a lot of time left. We have much time left. No, we have a lot of time. So this is important. If you're going to use an uncountable noun, it's not so usual to use much. Yes, it's not particularly. It's spoken. Yeah, like a lot of. Try to use a lot of. Yeah. Too many or too much are used in positive statements to show that the amount is larger than wanted. There are too many guests on this party. There's too much laundry in this basket. This is important. And a lot of or lots of. A lot of or lots of can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. There is no problem here. There is a lot of water is uncountable, in this cup. There are lots of tourists This is as plural and it's countable. In town this time of year. They can be used in positive statements, negative statements, a question. You can use whatever you want. Positive, negative, questions, affirmative, whatever. There are lots of restaurants in this street. Is there a lot of rain in October? Now the opposite. The large months, we saw the large months, and now the few, a few or a little. A few is used with countable. Few, a few with countable, and means at a small number. She made a few mistakes on the test. I bought a few things online today. Okay. Number two, a little is used with uncountable nouns and means a small amount of something. There's a little, uncountable, a little food, because food is uncountable, left over from yesterday. She put a little milk in her coffee. And some, yeah, we saw a few, countable, a little, uncountable. Now some can take the place of a few or a little. So if you don't want to use a few or a little, you can use an alternative. The alternative is some. She made some mistakes on the test. There's some food left over from yesterday. Okay. And the final two, enough. I like this word because enough is suficiente. Not enough, no suficiente. Enough means as much as I need it. It can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. I have enough support from my friends. I have enough support from my friends. Tengo el suficiente apoyo. I have enough support. They brought enough sandwiches for everyone. Enough support is uncountable. Sandwiches are countable. Enough can be used in positive statements, negative statements, and in questions. So you can use in three. Affirmative, negative, and question, no problem. There isn't enough time to complete the project. Do you have enough experience for that job? Yeah. So this is important. Please try to check this material. Get familiar with the words, with the alternative for uncountable and uncountable words. And this is going to be important for our future in our semester. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you very much for practicing at home with your book, whatever. And thank you for watching this video. See you soon. Thank you very much.